All right, welcome back. Let's start with Market Day Report. That's what we're doing here. Let's take a look at some of these prices, and it hasn't been very good, folks. Overnight wasn't kind to us. Let's see how the opening was. That wasn't kind to us either. SEP's down 3 3/4 cents to 3.79. If you look to the D's, that's the new crop, 3 3/4 cents lower there to 3.95 3/4. We're on the low of the day. Something's wrong with these boards. Look at that, because we've got a high of 3.95 3/4 and a low of 3.95 1/4. It's not. Well, there it goes. It just updated. That's weird. Anyway, that just shows I'm paying attention, I guess. There you go. We're down 4 cents, 3.95 3/4. Let's go to the soybeans. Let's see what that's got in store for us. SEP's down 5 1/4 cents to 10.09 1/4. That's just about where we were last time we visited. November is down 5 3/4 cents to 10.16. Now 10.17. Just a penny and a half off the lows there, and we've had about an 11-cent range. Let's move on to the Chicago wheat. Chicago wheat is, drum roll please, September's up 2 1/4 cents to 5.29 1/2. We'll take that, right? March is up 3 cents to 5.76 1/4. Still about 4 cents off the high of the day there, though. That's Chicago wheat. Let's go to the hard red in Kansas City, see what that's got for us. That's got about just a little bit of a lower board, steady easier. SEP's down 1/2 cent to 5.48 1/2. And that's 3 cents off the low of the day and about 7 cents from the highs. If you look into the March, that's down 1/2 cent to 5.80 even, 3 cents from the lows, 6 3/4 cents from the highs. From Kansas City, let's go to Minneapolis and see the spring wheat. That's got a 4.5 cent rally in SEP. 5.86 is last there, 2.5 cents off the high, 8 cents off the lows. March is up 3.5 cents to 6.22 3/4. That's 4 cents off the highs in March. All right, let's take a look at cotton and see what that's got for us. We'll get to our next guest analyst. 20 points lower in the D's to 68.79. All right, let's move along and see what our next guest has to say about it. That's Mr. Tommy Grisafi. He's with Advanced Trading in Valparaiso, Indiana. Tommy, thanks for coming on so early. All right, the floor is yours. I mean, what's your view here? What are your thoughts, feelings, etc.? Have at it.
Are you insinuating I'm normally not up by now? You said thanks for coming on so early.
I'm glad your mom woke you up.
What's going on here?
I'm glad your mom woke you up in time for the show.
Yeah, we already had oatmeal. Well, I wish I wasn't up in the sense that corn's down 4.5 on the lows. We're hitting new contract lows here in D's. 3.95 corn. We're looking at 3.50 cash corn for harvest. We're every bit of $1.50 below many's cost production, and this one's going to hurt. Now we are into the crop insurance levels for many. I think a bigger problem is that you have no protection for 25. So Illinois, the University of Illinois put out some good farm docs yesterday saying that they're already seeing significant losses for 25. If you're holding 23 crop, that's a whole nother issue. If you haven't sold any for 24, that's bad also. You look at the numbers for 25 with elevated costs, especially fertilizer. I know you had Josh Linville on, I think, a week or two ago talking about fertilizer, and that's not coming down that much. And so when you look at elevated input costs, although it stinks to talk about what's happening here in today's prices, we're futures traders. We're thinking about the future, and I'm thinking about 25. So you are seeing people be a little bit more aggressive around that 450, 465 level in these 25. And then you have the haves and have-nots. You asked me off the show, how many calls are you getting of people asking for help? And I said, the phones are lighting up. I said, it's equivalent to going to the ER, having chest pains and saying, how do I get in shape so I don't have a heart attack? And that's what's happening, right? That the accidents already happen. People are going to State Farm and saying, I wrecked my truck, I'd like better insurance. You've already wrecked your truck. So from here, I can actually point the scenario where things could get really bullish after harvest. Once we make harvest lows, both through cash markets basis and futures and options, I could get you a little bull story into the new year. Back to you, Cow Guy.
Well, I got 45 seconds for you. What do you think the bull story would be then? Don't leave us hanging.
Well, we are the whole rest of the world saying, thank you, American farmer. You produce some beautiful, wonderful corn and beans that we can buy dollars below what we can grow them for. So anyone who needs to feed people is pretty excited about these prices. Also, interest rates are coming down, something we haven't talked about, but the bond market is exploding higher, meaning the bonds are going higher. Interest rates are definitely coming down. That may free up money for people to start buying ahead. Some people in countries have been having a hard time buying our grain because of the cost of money. So as that eases with stock markets around the world on the highs, maybe people have a few dollars to do a better job feeding their people, Scott. Corn below the cost production lets other people, it drives up demand, and that could be your bull story.
Yeah, I hope that's the case. I'd like to see China wake up to. Hopefully there's no politics being played there as well. But
Oh, no way. No way they'd do that. No way, sir.
Right.
I
Okay.
guarantee it on live TV.
I
No
don't
way.
know. Yeah, I mean, maybe you're halfway good at sarcasm. I don't know. All right, stay right there. We're going to go away. We're going to pay some bills. We're going to come back and talk more with Tommy Grisafi with Advanced Trading in Valparaiso, Indiana. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to Market Day Report. Let's take a look and see, now that we're up and running, what these live cattle and the rest of the livestock boards are doing. Let's bring it up, that live cattle board. And it's doing what it did yesterday, steady, a little bit easier. We just have nothing to go on here. October's down 67 cents to 186 even. 82 cents off the highs, 30 cents off the lows. All right, so that's what's happening there. You go out to Feb, that's down 82 cents to 188.02. All right, so steady, a little bit easier. We're starting off on the wrong foot already in live cattle. Let's go to the feeders. They too are about the same. 92 cents lower in Sep to 256.17. 40 cent sell off in Jan all the way out there, 251.62. Sorry, there you go. That's feeder cattle. And then if we move on to the lean hogs, let's go right to the October, up 87 cents. This is where we got a little bit of strength. 76.80s last there. And that's only about, what, 32 cents off the highs. If you look to Feb, that's 52 cents better as well, to 72.97. All right, let's bring him back in. That's Tommy Grisafi. We've got 60 seconds, Tommy. What do you think?
I'd like to talk about outsides real quick. There's some dynamic things happening in the outside markets. Does gold making new highs have anything to do with cattle? I don't know. 10-year yield just hit 4%. The great explosion in rates has officially calmed down. Has it ended? I think we'll stay there. And I'll tell you something. With the stock market exploding like it did yesterday, I think we'll see little flames come back on this inflation. I don't think the Fed, aka the fire department, has it all put out. But with that, the outside markets are on fire, whether it be the NASDAQ, the S&Ps are up 33. When it comes to meats, I could totally see where cattle could settle down $3-4 more, getting a nice little range. I know the cash market's hot, but there's just some other dynamics here. Hog market's really in trouble. Any rally we get, you're seeing people are wanting to sell and hedge. Folks are using LRP if that's something someone's interested in. Obviously, cheap plug, give us a call. But use every tool in your toolbox to stay hedged. Cattle and hog guys should be looking over at the grain guy and saying, I don't want that to happen to me.
Yeah, you know, you covered McDonald's missing their revenues and earnings on a cow guy close a while back, and it just happened again with Wendy's. So we got to keep that in mind when it comes to these ranchers. So
you and I will do our job to make sure those places stay in.
I'll try to suck up the balance. But yeah, it's that's something that's going to continue to play on. So thanks anyway, Tommy.
Thanks,
great
bud.
stuff as usual. Tommy Grisafi, he's in Valparaiso, Indiana, and I'm bringing it back home to Nashville to say good morning, Tammy.